Hello, my name is Matt Yarrington. I'm a security consultant from Sysec. At Sysec we get involved in a lot of ActivIdentity Card Management System implementations, and one of the things that we've found is that customers have logistical issues when it comes to issuing temporary cards to users in the case that the user's forgotten their card. This problem is compounded when the users are in satellite locations or are working on sociable hours, as there's generally not an operator available in these locations or at these times to be able to issue a card to the user. So for this reason we developed the CMS Temporary Card Issuance portal that enables a user to issue a temporary card using a completely self-service feature. So in our environment we are running ActivIdentity CMS version 4.2 Service Pack 2, and that is issuing certificates from a Microsoft 2008 CA, and the database management system we're using is Microsoft SQL 2008 also. Then on top of that we're running the Sysec Temporary Card Issuance portal. And for the demo we have to make three assumptions. The first assumption is that the user has forgotten their card and they're unable to get to a centralised location in order to have an operator issue them a replacement card. The second assumption is that the user is unable to log in, and because therefore if they're unable to log in, they're unable to connect to the temporary card issuance portal. So we have to assume that there is the administrators have created a generic account which has been locked down through group policy, which allows the user to log in with that account and just get access to the temporary card issuance portal. And the third assumption is that the site where the user is located has a stock of temporary cards that the user is able to get, so they can self-issue the cards to themselves. So the first thing we do as our user is connect to the temporary card issuance portal and then enter the username. And then we're given two options: issue a temporary card or terminate a temporary card. Being as we need a card, we need to click issue. You'll notice down here in the system tray the active client icon, so you'll be able to see that there is a card in the reader, and you'll see it flickering away when the card is being written to. Okay, so the user is then prompted for their security answers. So I'm going to enter mine. You see we've not been particularly imaginative with our questions or our answers. If I happen to get one wrong, by the way, you see the authentication failed, so we need to get all three questions correct, validate, and we've passed that test. So the temporary card issuance portal knows that we are that individual to a reasonable level of surety. And then ensuring our temporary card is in the reader, we click issue temporary card. So the temporary card issuance portal has now associated that card, the temporary card, to the user, the one that's in the reader, and it's redirected us to the My Digital ID Card portal so we can complete the process. The ID card portal is going to double check our identity. Oh, make sure I get the answers right. Okay, so now the My Digital ID Card portal starts to issue the temporary card. This process can take about a minute. Okay, so at the end of the process the user is prompted to set their PIN for the temporary card, which is the one that they can use for that card for the duration that they have it. Okay, we're all done. So now the user has a temporary card in their possession which is valid with a PKI certificate that they can now use for authentication. Now, assuming that the user has only forgotten their card and they come into work the next day with their permanent card, they're going to need a way of activating it because the permanent card is currently deactivated through the process we've just followed. So again, to activate that card, the user is going to need to terminate the temporary card. This again is done through the temporary card issuance portal. So now I'm going to need to insert my permanent card. So the temporary card issuance portal wants to know that I am in possession of that card. So the permanent card, is entered into the reader. We enter our user ID, and then we're given the options again. We want to terminate the temporary card. Okay, so again the user is prompted to enter the answer to their security questions. I'll click validate, and the temporary card issuance portal has terminated our temporary card and reactivated our permanent card. So the user can go about their daily business again as they did with their permanent card, and the temporary card can be recycled and put back in the pile for another day. Okay, thank you for watching the demo. My name is Matt Yarrington, and you can find more about Sysec at www.sysec.co.uk or follow us on Twitter @Sysec.